The design room. Yes. All right. Boop doop boop boop. So what I did yesterday was because we were having trouble. I still can't figure out why a build will not work with OBS on, but I did go in and do some corrections last night. So we had moved things around because we had moved the stables up to the top part of the map. We put the boarding house in and the restaurant. We put the general store in, the butcher shop, and the bakery. Put all those up on top there. I actually made the little pink, some of the little pink things smaller so that they weren't taking up as much room. Okay, so clean stables will make that smaller too. Okay, so but we had built these guys into the system last night and then put them all in there. So what I did is I went in and I started putting the teleporter doors in because I wanted to make sure that I knew how to do them. So I had to learn. So these are now little teleporter doors, and what they do is this. So if we we'll look at the code for this one here. So when we're coming from the forest, we have this little teleporter door. And so, but if we go to the forest and look at that one, so we go over here, here's Granddad's thing, here's the teleporter door over to the city, and it basically does this, is it says add coordinates 32, 32x 610 y in the village, our room village, and we want him to, when he teleports in, we want him to face right. So this jumps to here. So this is where he comes out at. This is, if we look down here at the bottom over here, you can see that I put him about right here when he comes in, which is the number that's on there. So we'll go there. It's 32,610. So he will appear in this at 32,610. You look down there on the right, really hard to get there, about right in there. That's where he will appear, where the mouse is right now. We are looking at the wrong screen. I am stupid. Hang on a moment. Let me turn on the right screen because I did not look up when I was doing that. And now we're going to do it all again. Okay, so let's do take two. Are you showing? I was showing code, but I screwed it up because I did not change. I did not change the screen to the code. So let's go back. What I did last night was two things. Is I went in and put in all the doors, the teleporter doors, for going to the different maps. So there's one now at every place where we have a door. There's now a teleporter. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. But now there's all teleporters there that go to the different places. So I'm going to use this one as an example. So if we look at this one here, there's a little string attached to it that shows that it's for that one. And what this does is it jumps from, if our guy walks on it, it takes him to 1119x by 591 in the forest level. And then it makes him face to the left. So when we go back to the forest and we're here, which is where he will appear, we go to if you look down here, it'll show the coordinates down in this corner here. We find the coordinates of 119, 6 something, whatever, right? That is the coordinates that is in the teleporter that's in the village. To go back, we're going to these coordinates here, where we're going back to 32,610 in the village. Let me pull that over a little bit. So if he were to step on this pad, he would go to 32,610 in the village, and he'll be facing right. So that bounces him back to here. It's 32,610. So we go back here and we go look at the coordinates in the bottom right corner or bottom left corner over here. It's 32,610 This is basically where he appears. Where the mouse is where he appears on this map. So I went through and I did all of them for most of the buildings we have. I didn't do the stable. I am Valero. Thank you very much for the follow. So I didn't do the stable because I'm gonna do the stable with you guys on here. But what you'll see is like for this one here, if we go up here to the controller for it, follow it up here. Let me pull it away. Okay. So each of them has a controller and it puts them somewhere. So this was our bakery. So if we go up here to the bakery, here's the bakery one. So we'll zoom in on the bakery one. And it'll put him in at 207. Sorry, the way this thing zooms in is really weird. 207, 127 in the bakery facing left. So if we go to the bakery, it puts him, here's our thing. So it puts him at 207, okay, what was it, 270, whatever. It puts him basically about right here, I believe. So, and then when he goes back out, we have a controller here that puts him back out in the village at 383, 398 facing right. So he's coming in facing left, and then he's going out facing right. And he goes back. So, which means that he'll put him about right where my mouse is here. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't, it does work, but I can't show it because every time I do a build, it crashes OBS. Okay, so basically we've done that for all of the ones. So we have this one goes to the boarding house, inside the boarding house. This one goes, this is our second door inside the boarding house. This is one of our entrances to the restaurant. You know, this is another entrance to the restaurant because we have two, same as the boarding house. This one goes into the general store. This one goes to the bakery, and then this one goes to the butcher. Yeah, and there are threads connecting them so you can identify them quickly. So those are two for that, two for that. Now for this one, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 side entrances and a main entrance here. So what we'll do is this, is we go to our instance, which we're in. And here's how I did it. And I may be wrong, but I think I think I figured this one out right, but hopefully we'll see. So I have a warp block. If I take my warp block and drop it on, let's zoom in on it. This is our warp block. We go here. What I want to do is I want to put it halfway between a matrix. So we turn the grid off. You see how if we had the grid on, it would snap to the grid. But what I found is if I don't have it a little bit in, it kind of operates weird and kind of throws them all over the place. But you can then make it a little bigger for the space that you have. And then what we want to do is we want to pull the file up on it. So if I remember correctly, you double click it, and that gives us this. And then we do our custom code screen. Now what we need is we need something for the custom code. So let's go up here real quick and just grab one of the others just so we have it. But we're going to, we're just going to use it as a diagram. So we need an X coordinate, a Y coordinate for where it lands. Okay, so we're going into the stable. So we're going to change this to the stable. Where's our stable? There it is. So we're going to go into the stable. Because he's coming in from the top, we want him to be facing downwards when he goes into the stable. So let's go to our down. Okay. So that is our in. And we'll just call, we can name these, can't we? I didn't name them. I guess I should have. But I'm not worried about it right now. So now we can put this over to the side. And we can make that smaller. I don't know why they make this window so massive, but I keep making them smaller because it takes up too much space. So now that will, when our player character steps on this little blotch, it will take him inside the stable. We need to go into the stable here and find out what coordinates we have for that particular door, which would be this door where the blue guy's standing. So we go here and we say we want him to be on this line. So that is 70-30 or 71-31 probably is a good place to start. So we'll go back to the village. We go 71-31, 71. I should probably zoom in so you guys can see. I'm sorry, I'm goofing off. So here is the coordinate 71-31. So when he steps on that, he'll transfer to the stable. He'll be put at 71-31, and then he will do that. So now we have to go, okay, if we want him to come back through that door, we need a coordinate here. And the coordinate here, let me get my notepad real quick because I need to, I'm just going to write some of these coordinates down so that we're not, so I'm not going to things that shouldn't be on. Let me grab a pen. Once again, always good to have a notebook. Always good. So we're going to say it's the stable with door 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When he's coming out of this one, I want to put him about right where my mouse is, which is 1471 by 288. We might as well get the rest of them too while we're here. So we'll put him at 280. We'll go 288. And that'll be about 1566. And then the third one would be about, let's keep with the 288. And it would be 1663. Let's move need to move on down the road. Okay, we got 2 more doors here. So we're going to keep with the 288. So they're all coming out pretty much the same height on the map. And we'll say 1758. And then this one would be about center there, would be 1854. Now we have those, and as long as we're doing them, let's grab the one for the big doors down here. Let's see what happens. So we turn the grid on. There is a middle, so we'll say we'll just put it on that point there, which is 1372 by 382. These are just base coordinates so that we can avoid the doors themselves. So we'll have to do the same thing on the inside, but let's go ahead and set up all the ones inside first. And then we'll come back because I have the coordinates for them. I'll have to still do coordinates for inside for these ones going into the building. So let's go back to our stable and we'll just start putting these in. So let's go and drop this one here. I have the right, oh, I'm on the wrong setting. Hang on a minute. Gotta put it on instance. Yeah, you have to make sure you're on the right setting here, because if you don't, it won't work. So tile sets all for your background. Instances is all the stuff that's happening, all the things that you need to have. So we're going to go ahead and make this like we did outside. We're going to turn off the grid. We're going to put it halfway out like that so he can walk into it. Then we're going to open it up and we're going to say create code. And then I think that should still be, is it still there? It's still there. Now our first one was 1471-288. So when he goes back into the other room, it's 1471 by, oops, no space, by 288. And he's going to the village. So we're going to go, he's going to the village. And he's going to be, we want him to face up. So he's going to face up. up. Okay, so that one's done. What's cool is we can use that one for the base for the other ones too. So what we can do is we'll pull back, pull things to the side. We'll move this. Actually, we'll put them in order up here so that they make more sense. So we'll put them, we know that we need 5 of them. So we're going to put it up here because our thing is small. I wish that it would allow you to make those small too, but we'll try to keep, we'll put them in, we'll stack them, screw it. Okay. So now we grab another one, we throw it in there. We make it the size we want it to be. Anywhere where he walks, we want it to be halfway out. Cool. You know, I think I forgot to put, no, it's there, okay. We do the same thing. Actually, it looks tiny. I think it's a little bit too small on this side here. Let's put the grid back on and make him the right size. Yeah, he's the right size. Okay, it's just my weird vision playing games on me. Okay, we're going to open him up. We're going to go to his code. We're going to put his code in. And we're going to, can probably just make a new copy since we're going to be doing 5 of these anyway. We look at our notes. Let me put that on there like that. 1566 by 288. And that is village again. And we want it to be up. Now the up is his orientation. We want him facing upwards because he's coming out to the top of the stables. That's what this is which way, which direction is our character facing when he comes out. Let's go ahead and copy this one because we can use it in the next one so we don't have to do that typing again. Okay, so we got 2 of them done. Another reason why I did those last night was because I wanted to make sure I knew how to do it again, because I only saw him do it once. And then when he was doing his setup in the tutorial, he set up the first one, but he didn't show how to set up the one going back. So I had to kind of figure it out. And it's pretty simple, but in the moment, I'm like, you didn't show it. What am I supposed to do? And I panicked out, which was just made me laugh. You know, so we're going to put the third one in. Our little warp blocks. Use 3. Take our grid off. Line them up to the top of that one. Perfect. Snap on him. Do his creations. Do his paste. So 156. Now we're doing 166.3. And we're up. So that's all correct. 1663. Awesome. Make it small because it's too freaking big. Stack it in here with the rest. Yeah, I just like kind of stacking them kind of around where they're at, where they're going to be, so I can get to them quickly. Even though I don't know if I actually have to get to them quickly yet, because I don't know this program that well. But for all I know, I've done all these wrong and they're never going to work. But the test that I did last night did work. And then at some point, one of them stopped working, but I haven't been able to figure out why it stopped working yet. Same thing, create, loop. And then 156, we're now at the next one, which is 1758. Same thing, going to the village. 288 was the baseline for what we were saying for the bottom part already, so that lines up. Come back out here, line this up to the top of that. This is another thing, is it telescopes when you're moving things around. So when I go back into here, it'll move out of the way. Okay, so now we go and put our grid back on. Mostly the grid is so that I make sure I make it the right size, because it'll lock to the grid. And then once I have it the right size, then I can line it up with the top ones and do its magic thing. But this should be the second to the last one we have to do inside. And the number for that one is 1 1854. And 288, correct, to the village and up. Okay, that is, oh, we forgot to make that smaller. Okay. Let's throw this one up here. You can stay right there. Okay, we have one more to make on the inside, then we'll go do the outside ones. Oh no, we have two more to make on the inside. Okay, let's do that. We need to turn the grid back on. Put that object in there. Boop. Turn the grid off. Now, I'm not sure about the economics of doors yet, of how many it is. I don't know if there's a limit to how many doors we can put in a single map. I'm assuming that there isn't, but my concern is if they get confused or not. Do I have to go in and individually name them? So that's something I have to figure out. At least that's a question that's in my mind. Whether it's something that needs to be figured out or not, that's a whole different thing. Now, we did we checked on this one, so we wanted to come back as 31372. And then, oops, no, we don't need that there. And then that number is 382. And we want him to face left. Okay. So he will be facing left coming out of that one. Same thing. Let's do a copy of that. I forgot to make that smaller. Come back, Shane. Come back. Okay. Yeah, you can see where this can be completely overpowering at a time. I wish they had a cleaner way to do it, but and there probably is. I just don't know what it is yet. So we'll put this one down here, out of the way. Actually, we'll move it to the outside here because we have another one. We have another door to build that we didn't account for in our conversations or in our map on the outside. So we'll take care of that in a minute. Now, technically, we don't know the coordinates for this one because I didn't write them down, so I will go in and figure it out. What we do need to know is, and what we can do for that, this is let's go ahead and put this in place over here. We'll just set it here for right now. We do need an internal, so let's turn our grid on. The reason I turned the grid on is because our character is actually a 16 by 16. We want to make sure that he's far enough in the room to where he's not reactivating this and then just going back and forth between doors. That would be kind of that would suck. So we're going to go ahead and put him here, which means that his endpoint for the small side door would be 31. Let's make it 32. And then 2 by 239. And then that would be for the outside. We still need, did we put one in for this? Let's put this one, let's just put this in 3250. Okay, so we need one more number, which would go into this one, which would be outside. So let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's go to our village. And then we need to go to the stable. Okay, our scale is off. So what we will do is this. Let's make, let's go to our map, go to our tile set, and we're going to draw some, we just need 2. So we'll do that. And then make it go down this way because it's an office entrance. It's not a big stable entrance. I think it's okay. I think we can get away with it being closer on the outside, but we will see. We'll try it. If it ends up not being a happy camper thing, then we'll change it later. As you know, we made this tile set a while ago. It's not perfect, but it will get the job done for us right now. This one's the one we need. Because this is just kind of the entrance to his office. Yeah, that'll work. I think that works. Oops. Hit the wrong button. Come on. Why are you not working? Oh, because I'm in the wrong. Okay, let's go back to here. Now it should work. Are you going to work? Okay, got it. So the coordinate here will be, we'll just call it this one here. Coordinate here would be 1375. Interesting. I don't think that's going to work. Oh wait, no, that's correct. 5463. Okay. It's that number that changes, not the first one. I forgot my X and Y's for a second. Okay, so let's put our warp object block down. Make it the right size. Turn the grid off. Make it halfway through. Good. And then open it up. Do that. Push this in. Okay, so we got 1375. Okay. Make it 75. This is 463. And we're going into the stable. Wait a minute. Yes, into the stable. Ah, that's funny. I put the numbers backwards. And we want them facing right, going into the stable. Ah. Fingers are matching my brain today. And I put the wrong numbers in here. This is supposed to be the 32,239. Let me look up for a second here. Hopefully I didn't miss a. No, we're still good. See what you guys are doing. Ads. Oh, I talked through an ad. I am so sorry, guys. I'm starting to think that there's something wrong with the code you're trying to compile, which may be accelerating the. So. See, I don't know. I've done some checks. I've also I think it has something to do with my GPU. So, not my CPU, but my GPU. So basically, you're doing map transitions. Yes, they're map transitions. They're actually, no, they're map jumps. Transitions are separate. In fact, we do have a sprite for the transitions, which will do a transition between these jumps. Let's copy that. And then we're going to go on to building the other places in town. Okay, so we have that map, or that jump. All the outside ones still need to be done, but let's go back to our interior of the stable. And we can set this one now to 37. Now we can keep the 372, which is the same as the one above. Make that 463. Okay, and he's facing left. The same thing with this one, should be a left. Boop doop boop, which is over here. Jeez, come on. Should be 8. 382, that is correct. Facing left in the village. Okay, yeah, we got these all right. Bring him a little bit closer, so just put him right there and there. Yeah. Okay, so everything going out is set. Now we just need everything coming in. Just the ones out there. This should be 1372. Yeah, by 4, 6. Another one. Okay, so all we need now are the inputs. Boop, 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 boop. We have one. And that one is, oh, don't do that. But it's inside the stable. We're going to copy that one. So 32,239, correct. And then 32,5 is that can't be right. Stable. We make it 32. Yeah, it should be around here, which is 3250, not 32.5. I just wrote down the wrong number. I forgot the 0. Okay. Back outside. And back over to our little doors here. Need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're done with these doors, and then we can actually start our next buildings. Boom, 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 boom. Instance. Grid. Cancel. I thought I clicked on instance. Oh, I must have turned it off. Nice. So, yeah. Just open it up. That. Do this. We want it 3250. In the stable facing right. That is correct. Make that smaller so that it's out of the way. That one's done. Put them off to the side here. Now we just need to do these up here, and then we're done with doors for today, and we'll build some mappage. We go over here. Sounds like the guy is actively trying to get you to think for yourself rather than be stuck in tutorial hell. Yeah, I'm not trying to. We're just building stuff. I'm not trying to teach you how to use GameMaker because GameMaker is new to me. What I'm trying to do is show that in a very short time, you can actually build basically demos, not demos, but tests of your world. So for those of you that are new here, as we started out, and I have to go back and edit the videos together so that it makes sense. But we started out with our oh wow, took me out. I killed myself. No. We started out here just basically building a city, our city and our town and our game space in Miro, so that we could as I was showing, like, you don't need a whole lot of fuss and muss. You just grab a piece of paper and get started. In this particular case, to show you guys, instead of me putting cameras together so you can watch me draw, I just went to Miro and we basically built our small little town and added a bunch of notes to that. And then we came in and started just building the town. First, we built the forest, which we have here. So if we go back, turn this back on, we can go back over to the forest. So our forest is here. So here's our forest. Back off. So here's our little forest. And if you look at it on our original board, it's just, here's the things we wanted in the forest. Is we wanted, oops, sorry. I do that all the time. I am so sorry. I keep thinking I can move the version in OBS, my brain keeps going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then OBS complains. So here's our basic forest that we did, and we just drew it out, and we just did some simple writing for it. We didn't go into any heavy detail. We needed a fisherman's hut. We needed a granddad's house, GDC. So we put that together. We needed a well. We put the well in. And then right now we're building our little village where everybody lives. The things we've built already is the bakery, the butcher shop, the general store, the restaurant, the boarding house, and the stables. The stables we're working on putting things in and out of the stables. Oh, we got ads coming up. I think there's something wrong with the code you're trying to compile. Oh, that was about OBS. Yeah, I think it's either that or I may have installed GameMaker incorrectly, so I need to look into that. He's paying you a compliment. Oh, cool. No, I'm not. I'm just making sure that anybody that's new is aware of what I'm trying to do here and what we're doing. So, ads will be in 2 minutes. Okay. I don't take any of this stuff as an insult, so please don't look at it that way. I was just trying to make sure that if you were someone that came in new, you understood what we were trying to do here. So I will continue doing. But here's our forest with we have the fisherman's hut up here and the two buildings, and then granddad's house, and then we have the inside of the house, of course. And I did that again. Should not do that. Maybe I can get to inside of granddad's house. Okay, yeah. So we have inside granddad's house where he and the boy sleep, and their little kitchen. Then this is the door where they come out. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's basically us doing a blocking mock-up of our game. And I'm using 16 by 16 blocks, so it's small enough. I don't think that there's a memory issue because it's pretty tiny at this point. But I think what I'll have to do, and I'll have to do it when I get back on Monday, is I'm going to have to buy a 1-year subscription so that I can build an executable, because then if I can take the executable and show you guys how things are going. We have not left. Okay, now we are. Hey, look at that. I caught it. Paying you a couple of, no worries. Thank you, Troy. I never really understand when we have people in and out of the things. So I don't, when I snap out of me working on something and I come back, I have to think to myself, okay, is that someone asking a new question? Because I get it a little bit out of context, but that's okay. I will work it out. But yeah. But when we come back, we will finish putting the doors to the stable in. We only have 3 more to do, or 4 more to do, and they're pretty quick, and then we'll move on to building our temple. I did move things around. God, see, I just want to nerd out and talk about it. Sorry. I keep forgetting they were in ads, and the people are probably not listening. Some people are, which I think is great, but I think that I still am not used to the when ads are on and ads are off type thing, and what I should be saying and shouldn't be saying. Because I want to make sure that many people hear what we're talking about as possible. Right now, I'm just futzing with my mic. I think it's okay. That fixed it. All right. Yep. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Sparta is, I hope that you're learning along with me because I don't know this program. So yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. Is I'm hoping that you're learning along. Using the mic as a bongo, I can do that. No, I won't do that. Anybody who has headphones on would kill him. Okay, let's finish up our doors here. We're going to copy this one so that we have it. And we only have 4 more doors to put here, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's pop those into place. We'll put the code in them. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll just them in up. Let's turn the grid back on. The reason I put the grid on is because I want to make sure that I keep my sizes right, if that makes sense. So pop them all into place. Yeah, it took me a minute because you drop something and you assume that you could just grab it. No, you have to tap on it first to get it to draw. Then we can turn our grid off and then move that to there. That now will line up with every, oh, did 1 too many, 2 too many. Okay, so that would be all of our doors. Yeah, that's all of our doors. Okay. Program them. Oh, we didn't get our numbers yet. Let's go back into our stable, and we're going to put it about there, which is we're putting it about there. So I'm going to say 200. Oops. Let me bring this down here. $200 by number do we put the last one? Oh, we'll look at it when we go back out. Right now, we'll put it at 32. Go down to the next door. Do the same thing, middle of the second row. So 325. All of them are going to be 32 for the second number. Or 55. And then right on Blue Boy's head here, 583. Okay, so I believe, did we? Yeah, we did all these ones. Yep. Okay. So our outs are already all set up. So let's go back to the village and we're going to code these guys. Now, this is going into the stable. We're doing it at, let's see, 200 was the first one by 32. And we want him to be aimed down. Okay, we're going to grab that. The next ones. Go it up over here. Same thing. We just need to change this one number. 325. Yeah, I wish that there was some kind of way to organize these things better. It seems to me that you just throw them anywhere. There's no real. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like there should be a better organizational plan for it. Okay, so we did 455 is this one. Everything else is correct. Going into the stable, going facing down when he gets there. See, the reason I think that the problems with my GPU is because even if I don't open it in OBS, it still crashes OBS. So, I found that if it takes a little bit longer, but it still crashes OBS. So I think it has something to do with the graphics card or something like that, or something in a setting somewhere that I'm missing. And then the last one is 583. Okay, so that's how you do ins and outs of doors. You basically give it a coordinate of where it needs to, where your guy needs to appear at when he goes to the door. Then what map you want him to appear on and what way you want him facing. It's basically how this has been set up. So it actually doesn't work. It works pretty good. It just takes a little bit to get your head wrapped around the logic correctly. At least for me, it did. I don't know. I'm gonna stack these a little bit prettier. Boop, 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 boop. This one on the top over here. But I do need to check naming conventions and stuff like that, because I don't think and there's nowhere to just put a name. I mean, you can on the object, but you don't want to screw the object up, because the object is what this. But we could color code them, maybe do a color thing. Let's try this. Let's make this read. See what happens. What does that mean? Okay. What did it do to his I guess that's red. Maybe. Oh yeah, we can color code them per building or something. That kind of thing. But that's how all the doors are done. And it just looks like a big old mess to me. I wish there was a single place to do it, but I think it's because it's an object-oriented program. It just needs to be done this way, I guess. The tutorial hell thing was about the guy not showing you how he did the second door, but you still figured out, yeah, that's just what you do, because he was going to do it. He even said, oh, let me do that. And then he did this weird vibration of the screen thing and said, oh, and then he may have did it and cut it out. I don't know, but it's fine. But yeah, anything, I'm perfectly fine with figuring things out. I actually enjoy figuring things out. It's fun. In all honesty, I couldn't care less about the engine in use. The process and the habits brings to the table are invaluable. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Sparta. I'm back from my meeting. What did I miss? You missed me making mistakes and reading things incorrectly. How about that? In all honesty. Okay, pop. Yeah. So yeah, so all of this out here in the perimeter, these are just the doors for half of our buildings. I'm hoping that we can get it all worked out. Now, I did move a couple things around, and we'll go back to our design for that, because I was thinking about how we put things up, because we had moved some stuff around because the map said it. So we moved like everything in this order here. And then I thought, okay, well, what if we did this? What if we put the town hall there and then the school next to the town hall, instead of having the school all the way over here, which is where it was before. And so we do something like that. And then we can put the pottery shop and its stuff closer to the school, so the school can utilize that for teaching the children. Another thing that was brought up is that the temple or church, whatever you want to call it, is the center of town. What if the town hall used to be the church or temple, and then as they got bigger, they built the new temple. Let me just do that church. So what if we did this? What if the town hall was the original church. And I forget who brought that up the other day, but I thought about it over last night or whatever. And that made more sense. Is what if this was the center point, then this became the center point later. That just made sense to me because they could build it bigger because more people came to town. The people from the mine come in for church or prayer or whatever, so we can do those kind of things. Another thing is, where do we put, because we haven't discussed where to put it yet, where do we put the family crypt? Now, would that be in, I was kind of thinking about the old church and stuff like that, but then I'm like, do we really want to go back and try to get into the old church every time which is now the town hall? Or do we build a cemetery out here somewhere? And then the crypt is internal to the cemetery. That could be an interesting. So if we build a map that is the cemetery, let's build a do this. So we'll put that there. We'll move this guy to the front. Bring to front. Grab this guy again. So if we build the cemetery, right? Okay, there's nothing in it. And then the family crypt is inside the cemetery. Hide it around the family well. You mean just have have a secret entrance by the well or something? Boom, 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 boom. Why not hide it around the family well? Batman style. No, because I don't want it to be necessarily hidden. Now, what we might want to do is what if we made the area around the well okay, yeah, that might be, let's look. If we go here to the forest, maybe we can build a best of both worlds type thing. Is what if we made a division of height, a height division here, where we'll draw a line through, going through the this and over to here, where this is hot, everything above this is higher, and then there's an entrance within the wall of that upper level that we can go into the crypt from. Maybe something like that. So there's the lake and all that stuff is higher. So there's a cliff face, but not just the second level. And the valley that the grandfather's hut is in is lower than the rest of it. And then in the wall of the division, there's a door that can go. What is the crypt? What if the crypt is the first? No, I don't want the crypt in the mine, because the mine. So, Tama asks, what if the crypt is first couple levels of the mine, like they were building the crypt, but they found out there was no, because the crypt has to be much, much older. Because we want to do a thing where the family's been there a pretty long time. Let me open this back up. Well, I realize I'm on the wrong screen here. So I would rather have the crypt close to the grandfather's hut, and the reason why is because we have a division of good and evil, and right now good is here in the forest, and evil is on the other side of the village in the mines. So the grandpa is the protector of good, and the grandfather's brother is basically the protector of bad. So if we do that, then we get a much better situation for doing things later. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't build a tunnel underneath the village to the grandfather's hut or something like that. That could be an interesting thing. But we want to keep those divisions with the town, with the village in the center, apart from it. We shall see. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. We will have to figure it out. Ah, the veins of the crypt, so they keep digging past the first two levels. Because I think that even if that was the case, if they did do it in the mine, we could do a situation where the grandfather moved it. That could be interesting. So the grandfather saw that they were ruining the family crypt, so he moved the crypt closer to himself. Interesting. Put a note over here. So basically, this dead grandfather moved the crypt, which could be an interesting thing for later to figure out. But yeah, that could be something. So if we take the village in the center, you can have the forest on the left, mine on the right, and on top over the village, you get the cemetery hills. I would probably put it below because we have above it all we have the train stations, things like that, because those are going to come in handy, and then the farms are above that. So if we put the cemetery and or thing down below it, that might actually work pretty good. But Sparta, you're on the right track. Yeah, left minus to the right. Well, technically we haven't put it in yet. We could move the whole train station and stuff to below it. But because I can see your point in regards to saying it's overlooking both. It can be on an upper level, but it could be overlooking both, and or the whole thing. It could be overlooking the whole area. Yeah. So if we took the train stations and moved them below, we'd have to move some text around here. See what we can do here. But this is why we do the way we do it, is because okay, we've built this. We're going to try a bunch of stuff. Let's see what works and what doesn't. Move this down here just so it's out of the way. We're going to move all these things to accommodate that. But that's the reason why we even did it this way, is because look how easy it is to make changes. Yeah, okay. We have an idea. Let's see if that works, and then we can do a situation. Do we have enough room now all the way across? No, we need to move these down. Like I said, paper is free. And we can take and pretty much grab all of, yeah, we can grab all of that. Let's do it this way. Grab all of our guys here, all this stuff. Not too far. Just need, okay, well, let's grab the train tracks. Move them first. And we'll go move the stations. Okay. There. Let's grab our train stations. And then we can also do, let's grab our farm. Oh, those aren't attached. Or our farm down here on the other side. Let's move this down. Then we can do a here. Let's move that up. We pull this up here. We make the cemetery overlooking with the crypt in the middle. Sorry, we're in an ad. I'll stop. Okay, we are in ads. Also works with a cool cinematic. For example, when he powers up, if he's bad, he'll be leaning more towards the mine with darkness and background. And if he is good, leaning towards the forest with more light colors. That could be a very good way to do it. Absolutely. See, I need to stop touching it while we're in ads, but for some reason I just can't because I'm just a dork. But okay, we're good. Okay, so we've flipped that, and that's okay. Let's grab all of these because these go up with that. Let's put it right there for now. Doop 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 doop. You're very welcome, Tama. Also, Diablo. Oh, we're back. Okay, so basically what we've done is this, is we've, on our little Miro board, we move the train stations to the bottom half of the screen, or the bottom half of our world. We've built, instead of, and it won't be this big, but let's make it a little smaller here. We built a cemetery at the top, of which one of the crypts is the family crypt, and that's where our guy goes. Let's put this out here. It's over here. Okay, and that solves a lot of problems, because if we put the crypt in the cemetery on the hill above the village, then it's kind of like our ancestors are looking down on us type thing. And there's a lot of play we can do with that. So, Tamara, thank you very much for thanking. You're very welcome. How about that? Okay, said it all wrong. So that will solve some problems for later. Right now, what we're working on, where are we at? Okay. We got about 20 minutes. So what we'll work on next is we can pretty much copy some of those and use them for blacks. Now we'll do them separately. Those Barbara's candles, pottery, school. Oh yeah. Our temple church. Let's look at that in game here. Go file save. I haven't saved for a while. Go back to the village, and we haven't made a lot of changes here. So if we, this is going to be the church. This I was going to make into this is the town hall. Probably just should have made mock-ups for each one instead of using the same one, then we could name them. That's a mistake. When you're building your base objects for your buildings, which will end up being background pieces, but be sure to name them separately as opposed to using one for all of them, because then you don't have to figure out what building's what later. But I do look on, okay, helps if I actually turn on the right. So what I'm looking at is I'm comparing our town hall to the school. So we're going to have to change our map around a bit, which is fine. So if this is our school, let's pull our school out. We'll pull this out of here. We'll make this this is now the town hall. Because then we can say that the center of the center of our village used to be here, but then they built a bigger one. Let's make this a little bit smaller because we want to show a need to make a bigger one. So now this will be our town hall. We need to go in and fix our backgroundies. So let's go to our tile sets and go to our maps. First, let's fill in all the green. And with both of them, we want a huge, a big walk-in in the front. So this will now be, say it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we'll just make it 3. That'll be where our entrance is. They'll walk out. More of a straight open one. Oh, we don't know if they have cars or anything like that yet, so we'll just leave those out for now. Copy all this up so it closes it. And then we'll take our, grab that while we're at it. Let's grab our school. We can put our school like here. That kind of works. So the school is close to, yeah, I think that's a good place for the school. I also like the shape of it there too. So back to our tile sets. Let's do some repairing. Don't want trees in the classroom. No trees in the classroom. So we can also do a case of because, in fact, let's do that. Because the school is next to town hall, it makes it easier for them to control it. Haha. Snap to grid here. Okay, let's make sure he snapped to grid. Okay. I don't think we have to worry about carpool. That was a joke more than anything else. So get worried about carpool. Boop. 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 Yeah, we can do a little thing here. That. Yeah, I think that works okay. I think that's good for now. I have a feeling we're going to move some things around quite a bit. So this layout is looking good. No, I had no idea the tile set and corners could be so quick. Yeah, it's just a little pattern here. Let me pull this up so you can see a little bit. All I did was just make a little grid here of my transitions that I might use, and that's pretty much it. And since we're just using flat colors for most anything, everything anyway, it's all right. It because we're mapping it out. There's a lot of work that's still going to need to be done, and there's a lot of things that we're going to have to do for it. But um, really, what? Oh wow, uh, wow. Sorry, someone has drawn my attention to somebody in chat that is not being not being friendly. What is this old man doing? I can get a fifth grade to draw this in MS Paint in GPT to code it in 30 seconds. Okay, go ahead. You're going extinct in 2025, old man. God, I'm glad. You know, I'm not for you. That's okay. We have ways of dealing with that. Let's see. We're going to do this because he's come off extremely rude and it does not seem to. Do you want to talk about it? Let's try this. Vasif, what do you have to say? Is this all you're going to say is I'm old and a child can do this? Fine. Go ahead. What else do you have? I'm giving you an opportunity to make your argument. Ban me to make yourself feel. I'm not saying I'm going to ban you. I'm saying tell me why you're upset. I'm not trying to change anything. You come in and you came in pretty harsh, so I'm trying to understand why. If all you want to do is just throw mud and do things like that, that's fine. But I don't think we need it. We have ways of dealing with that. In fact, here, let me show you. You will if this is the way you're going to be, you will join the Zoltra Lord Club, because we do have a club for this. And what we have is we have our Zoltra Lord Ridder. It rids your stream of unwanted pests. Dude, I am in the professional software category and I see MS Paint. Yes, you absolutely do. Now, if you look at the history of what's going on, we only started this a week ago. We do not have fancy art done yet. We are just mocking something up. And yes, it does look like MS Paint. Absolutely. And it's supposed to, because we haven't done an art pass on this yet. We literally only even started working in Game Maker Studio on Monday. You know, I am showing them how easy it is to start something without a whole lot of assets, not with a whole lot of things. It's just, what do we do? How do you start making a game when you have nothing? Is why we're here. Now, I understand that it's probably not up to the standards that you expect everybody to be at every single time, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about how do you begin when you have nothing? And so what we did was, the first thing we did was we went to, let me go back to our design category. The first thing that we did was we went back to the basics and I said, okay, let's look at what we can do and let's start planning out what we can do. Now, we've only been doing this for 2 weeks, so there's not a whole lot of time put into this. So there was no time to go back and make perfectly polished artwork. So we did, yes, we absolutely did it. I didn't use MS Paint, but I did use Photoshop to just throw some basic things around. But we designed our little town and we designed our little game. And we designed all of our levels for it, you know. This is now our 10th day of production, only 10th day. And we're moving forward with it. I literally did my first tutorial on how to use Game Maker Studio last weekend, and here we are. So, yes, our Game Maker Studio looks very primitive, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, everything should be polished, because that's not the point. The point is you can make a game with a pencil and a piece of paper. And in making that game with a pencil and piece of paper, we have other free tools you can use that are just as good as a pencil and paper. You made me some pity subs. Okay, congratulations. Obviously you don't want to have a conversation. You just want to throw mud. So I'm more than happy to have the conversation with you live on stream here. But it seems to me like you just want to throw mud. This is the standards you set as a wild old sage of game programming. I never said I was an old sage of game programming. I am not a programmer, have never been a programmer. But you keep going. Yes, I'm drawing smiley faces on trees because I'm brand new to this. And it was a thing that the community asked for. They said, we want happy trees. So I made happy trees. Sorry if that offends you. But maybe this isn't the community for you, and you should just go find a community that's more your style. We're very simple here. We're not gonna play with you. No, I'm not going to join Thor's Game Jam, not at all. So cool. You should be thanking me. I made you some. Cool. Okay, well, thank you. There, you feel better? I am not a programmer. I have made that very clear over and over again. You're right. Enjoy your echo chamber stream. It's not even an echo chamber. Anybody's allowed in. It's just, don't be a dick. Right now, you're kind of being a dick. And that's what will get you banned. You're trying to get banned. So, good luck. So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, good night. We're going to continue on with what we're doing. You go ahead. Well, I look at it this way. Yes, it's very simple to just ban that guy. We have had 3 people now in this, in our new thing here that have come in very arrogant and very aggressively, shall I say, not arrogant, but aggressively. 2 of them have worked out very, very well. 2 of them, we kept them. We had a conversation with them, and it kind of all worked out. And they come and go. Muck is one of them. Muck is fantastic. He came in. He was very upset about the way I played Rock and Roll Racing. And I explained to him very simply, look, I have not played this game in 33 years when last time I played it is when we were working on it. So I wasn't vicious to him or anything. I'm just like, dude, chill out a little bit. And then he came back, and it was become very helpful. He showed me a lot of the tricks of the trade for esports people that play Rock and Roll Racing, which I thought was really, really cool because I didn't know some of them. This guy came in very, very hot, just like Zultra Lord did. This guy came in very hot and just like, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. But he doesn't seem to also know the background. This is how far we have gotten in 10 days. 10 working days with about an hour to 2 hours a day. We're not saying that this is the ultimate end all be way to do things. We're saying, look, here's a way to do it. Here's something so you can get stuff out there quickly, so you can get your ideas when they're fresh out there, things like that. That's what we're after here. Then we will go back and we will make happy art, and we will bring in trained artists and stuff like that that can take the time to make some really, really cool stuff. We're not to that point yet. And that's what I'm trying to help him understand. And if he doesn't, that's fine. I have no problem with that. You know, so it looks like he stopped for now. We got a little choo-choo emote there for you guys. Yeah, this is super early alpha. This is even super early alpha. This is super early. Oh my God, crumple the piece of paper up and throw it away. That's where we're at now. We're still just kind of going, is this even viable? Is this something that's even going to work? Why would I go out and spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars for perfect artwork for something that isn't ready yet? I wouldn't. And they'll hopefully that people like him will understand it and they'll get it. I will say this, if I am moving too slow for some of you, I totally get that. Please let me know. I'm trying to I think we're further along than a lot of people are at 2 weeks in, at 2 hours a day. If we were doing 2 weeks in at 8 hours a day, I think it'd be completely different, but we'd be a lot further along. Plus I'm learning Game Maker Studio. So it's kind of like a build as you learn type thing, but we'll get there and it's all right. We're not going to hurt anybody or do anything. It looks like he has moved along. So it doesn't look like, I can't tell whether he's still hanging in there listening. It's just going to throw something out there. Don't know. But it may be that he has moved along. Let me see. Yeah, looks like he left. Fine. Okay. We're not for you. Thank you for stopping by. Oh no, he's still here. He is still in here. But I'm sorry he doesn't appreciate what we're trying to do here, but that's okay. Everybody has their opinion. You're doing great, teaching us your wisdom and showing folks how professionals deal with conflict. Yeah, you just deal with it. He'll come back in if he decides. And same thing with Zoltralord, and same thing with Muck. If they come back in and they really take a look at what we're doing and what we're trying to do, I'm more than happy for anybody to stay. If we're not for him, then and he's left. Yeah, it looks like he's left now. If we're not for him, we're not for him. Okay, I'm good. I think Zoltralord was just playing around too. I agree with that. And I think that Muck's issue was a translation issue. It wasn't he was trying to be a dick. I don't think he was trying to be a dick at all. I think it was just he was trying to translate from his language to ours, and it came off very, very odd. But it's all good. We're all good. Let's see, where are we at? Okay. Oh, wow, it's that late already? Okay, so we did get some things done here. Not as much as I wanted to, but we do have quite a bit of things to get to next week, because I will be making a huge list next week. We will see. We got all the doors in for the stables. We moved some things around. We worked on our okay, where are we at? Sorry, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. We worked on this. We readjusted our town a little bit, so where it's the cemetery's on top overlooking the thing. It also probably works better up there anyway, because it's easier to get to. So yeah, that I think that all kind of works. And then we rearranged our town a little bit, which we're still kind of working on. And then next week we'll definitely get these all in, and then we'll start talking about what our player's going to do. Now that we have a village, now that we have his home, what is it that the player's actually going to do? That's when we'll start getting into some much cooler stuff. And it's very freeform, very open, and we'll keep moving along. But just so we know, ads now. Shoot, ads are coming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This so wants me to get working on my side project. Do it. I've been slamming my head against the wall because I cannot figure out why my engine cannot chat with Twitch. I'm having kind of the same problem on my system for some reason. Yeah, my the game studio, Game Maker Studio is having trouble with OBS on my system. It just keeps locking up. But I love the game dev. Yeah, it has happened to me on other English channels. We try to our best to translate our brains and speak in English. Yeah, and I know that, and I totally get that. That's all good. Yeah, it's you have to understand that some people are going to stop by and they're going to be disruptive, and then they're going to move on, and I'm fine with that. You know, I don't hold it against them. You know, the internet was invented by trolls for trolls, so. He was Zoltar Lord was negative at first. I think we won him over. Yeah, I think when I showed him his our Zoltar Lord spray, I think he got it. Yeah, because he was very polite last time he came by. I can say in every game I have ever made, we make things as quick as crappy as you see it. Yeah, if they're fun, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can make stuff with just dots on a page. If it's fun, it's fun. And we're back. Sleepy Draken, thank you very much for the follow. That's awesome. Okay, so we got a little bit distracted there, but let's make sure that everything we've worked on is saved real quick. File save. Ah, yeah, I'm touching stuff. Give me touching stuff. File save project. Okay, that is saved. All right, so like I said, we did do some work on our layout here a little bit, and it seems to be going well. Yeah, so that's cool. Moving the train station is probably a good idea. Bringing them down there so they can go down, and then having our cemetery above is actually kind of cool.